police are investigating the leak of MSU official records.
On this county road, are potholes becoming a problem? Find out more coming up.
A new and unfortunate reality. I'm Emma Bond with how the College of Education is preparing future teachers for potential active shooter situations.
Those stories in a moment, but first, after committing one of the deadliest school shootings in modern U.S. history, Nikolas Cruz appeared in court and was ordered to remain in jail without bond. However, the shooting has students calling for change.
Survivors from last week's shooting were joined by other students from across the state to demand action to stop gun violence. After entering the state capitol building, students broke up into smaller groups to discuss issues of gun control and mental health with their state representatives. Other students across the country have shown their support with school walkouts and marches of their own.
Meanwhile, MSU's College of Education is preparing future teachers for classroom tragedies.
But are they taking as much action as they should?
With shootings unfortunately becoming more regular in schools across the country, the MSU Department of Education is looking to equip future teachers with plans of action. Education professor Sandy Delvin says she keeps the conversation honest in her classroom.
Students learn about, at the graduate level, they learn about how to assess these kids and how to implement intervention strategies for them.
Although they may talk about the possibilities of an emergency situation, many students still feel unprepared. Elementary education student Mary Humphreys says she would not have a plan.
I've never been trained about that situation. If I were to be in that situation today, I don't really know what I would do, to be honest. I would be in shock. Unless at the school that I was teaching at, they were training me and told me what to do, I wouldn't know.
This causes concern for many students who wonder why colleges aren't training students how to react in crisis situations. Secondary education student Allie Nichols says it scares her for her future.
And I don't think that you should live in fear, so it makes me scared, but I want to prepare myself as best as I can to be prepared if something like that did happen.
I'm Emma Bond reporting for Take 30 News.
Be sure to contact MSU Police if you are ever aware of campus threats. Students in Florida and across the country are calling for others to walk out of their schools March 14th, 1 month after the shooting, for 17 minutes. Marches are being organized on the website marchforourlives.com. But if you're trying to access the website from an MSU computer, it won't work. This message pops up claiming the site contains malware. When asked about the error message, Heather Rowe with MSU Public Affairs says, quote, "As the site you are referencing isn't managed by MSU, I am unable to address your concerns." We asked if students would be allowed to walk out on March 14th. A spokesperson said attendance policies had not changed.
Oh yes, and tonight, it's going to be a wet one tonight. We do have temperatures at 65 degrees. The rain's going to be mostly early, but it's mostly cloudy late as the severe weather starts to clear out. Looking into tomorrow is going to be much of the same. Tomorrow, we're going to be dealing with some of that rain as well with the high of 76 degrees. It's still going to be pretty warm, but we are saying rain, go away with the winds southerly at 10 to 15 miles an hour. So a lot of that moisture is coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. And looking at your forecast, we do have Friday, we're going to have some clearing and 80 degrees again for a high. But it's going to be hot indeed. And looking at your 7-day forecast, the next chance for severe weather is more than likely going to happen on Saturday. So that comes through, and the lows or highs rather will be in the upper 60s.
Mississippi State head baseball coach Andy Cannizaro resigned yesterday after reports surfaced late Monday night that he would be fired with cause. Cannizaro released a statement through the school saying, "I had a wonderful opportunity at Mississippi State, but unfortunately, I made some poor decisions. I hope Mississippi State University and all of the fans and people affected will one day forgive me." Coach Cannizaro was just starting his second season as the coach for the Mississippi State baseball team. During his stint as the head baseball coach, Cannizaro went 40-27 for the year. just the second Mississippi State coach with that many wins. Pitching coach Gary Henderson will take over as head coach for the remainder of the year. McAllister's had a special guest waitress Friday night, and the reason for her being there will warm your heart. 2018 Magnolia's Kristana Landris was at the restaurant Friday night helping to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. 10% of the proceeds went toward research and to buy toys and other supplies for sick children. Landris is planning to compete for Miss Mississippi, and the Children's Miracle Network is the national platform for the organization. Each competitor must have a personal platform, and hers is personal.
My platform personally is called Eyes on the Sky. I am a meteorology major here at Mississippi State, and so I wanted to tie in my major with my platform. We needed to bring awareness to the community to know how to be prepared for different types of natural disasters, as well as how to build that resiliency.
If you would like to help donate, Landris will be back at McAllister's this Friday night from 4 to 9 p.m.
Pop tires and bent rims, all because of pothole problems. Residents of Starkville and Oktibbeha County are experiencing problems with one county road in particular. Take 30's Walker Jenkins has a story.
Blackjack Road is a busy and important roadway for the citizens of Starkville, as well as the students of Mississippi State University. The road, which is officially an Oktibbeha County road, offers access to a major MSU entrance, multiple MSU properties including the President's estate, and several student housing options. Because of this, Blackjack sees a lot of traffic, and as a result, the condition of the road has suffered. MSU student and resident of Aspen Heights, Christian Dunn, recently popped his tires due to potholes along the road.
I was on the way to Walmart, and the potholes are in a position where you can't avoid them, so I had to run it over. And I hit it pretty hard, but at the same time I was just maybe it's all right. But then by the time I got to Walmart, I smelled my tire burnt the rubber, so I knew it was pretty much done for.
Dunn isn't the only person to have tire trouble on Blackjack. Jim McReynolds, the general manager of R&M Tire in Starkville, says that the condition of Blackjack Road has caused an increase in business at his shop.
It's ever since the development of those apartments out there, it's been for the last year or so, we've noticed a steady increase in the amount of people that when they come in with a blown tire, torn up rim, whatever, that's where they've been. It's probably about 50% more than what it normally is.
County officials have also taken notice of the road's condition. Road manager Hal Baggett says that the county allotted $6 million this fiscal year for road and bridge construction and maintenance. Baggett also says that a project that will fix Blackjack Road is in the works.
I can say that the condition of the road has dictated the initiation of a project, a major project, that's currently being designed by the engineering department.
Until that project is enacted, Baggett advises drivers to follow the speed limit to protect their cars from any damage. For Take 30 News, I'm Walker Jenkins.
Of the allotted $6 million road budget, 10% has already gone towards the patching of potholes. Hack Attack, what school leaders are doing to make sure your records aren't hacked again.
Our world is changing. The way we work, the way we connect, the way we see things around us. At Mississippi State University, we're agents of change, creating our own bright futures, solving real problems, turning challenges into possibilities, and lighting the way to a whole new world of emerging markets. Through MSU's new state-of-the-art Center for Entrepreneurship and Outreach, we're collaborating across campus, sharing perspectives and resources of multiple disciplines to power dreams. But we're so much more than dreamers. We've launched hundreds of student-led businesses, earning millions in revenue and impacting our state's economy in new and creative ways. We're the next generation of business leaders, and we're ready for a changing world. How do we know we're ready? Because we're the ones changing it.
Confidential student and faculty records at MSU have been in the wrong hands. Take 30 News' Sienna Turner has the story.
These records include student, financial, and even academic records. The MSU Police Department was able to trace the hacking to a former MSU student who was no longer affiliated with MSU after 2017 of December, but still remains in Starkville. Sid Salter, Chief Communication Officer, said that the tampering of these records require a thorough examination.
FBI obviously helped us along with this, and then of course our own officers are able to do a good bit of this as well. But there are a large number of records, and it will take some time, weeks, perhaps as much as a month, to get through all this.
MSU will press charges, but none have been filed on the hacker yet. MSU has provided an app called Dual Factor Authentication that will no longer be a voluntary compliance, but will be a policy that students and faculty will have to use before logging into Banner. Before logging into Banner, you will have to type in your NetID and Net password. Once you type those two things in, you will then go on your Dual mobile app to receive a numeric code. Once you receive that code, you will type that in under your Net password. The code is good for 24 hours. I'm Sienna Turner with Take 30 News.
Log out and shut down completely. There's a new fast food restaurant opening on Highway 12 where you can dine like a king. A new Burger King is being built next to Hardee's. Venture Construction Company is the contractor for the $950,000 project. Construction began on January 8th. The company still isn't sure when the doors will open.
And when we come right back, I'll have your Campus Connect forecast right here on Take 30 News.
We all depend on accurate weather forecasts to plan our day. That's why Mississippi State University is teaching students to forecast the future using real-world news sets as classrooms, putting scientific discoveries in meteorology to the test, while honing on-air reporting skills real-time with local TV stations. And we do it so well that at any given moment across the country, 1 in 3 weather forecasts are being delivered by MSU-trained meteorologists who are helping people make crucial decisions that impact their safety, working to ensure business continuity, and in many cases, saving lives. Predicting the future? That's what we're preparing for every single day so that you can prepare for your day. When you're the best, everyone wants to see what you'll do next. At Mississippi State University, our team of world-class rocket engineers is venturing beyond boundaries, building rockets like none before. We're launching a new era of space exploration. We've developed cutting-edge technology that's helping us build a rocket that can travel at 4 times the speed of sound. Fast? Yes. But more importantly, revolutionary. For you and for a space program that produces many of the conveniences we enjoy today. We're shaping your life in ways you never dreamed. What's next? Watch us and see.
And welcome back to Take 30 News. I'm Campus Connect meteorologist Jordan Dansberg. And look at the rain. The rain's going to be off to our west right now. Places like Jackson, it's off to the west in Jackson, so it's looking good for the game tonight. However, we do have that chance of rain. And now, we're looking at the graphic, looking at the current temperatures outside. Now I want to show you where the cold front is. The cold front is up to our north in our more northern counties. Places like New Albany, you're at 57 degrees, but here in Starkville, we're still at 77. So the cold front is stretching from a line of places like Winona over through Tupelo and Pontotoc. And now let's look at the predictor. Let's look at our severe weather outlook. We do have a chance for some isolated severe weather, especially in this darker green area. That's called a marginal risk for severe weather. So that's something that we really need to pay attention to. But now let's get to our predictor and let's talk about how much rain we're going to get. We're only going to get a few showers here in Starkville, but a lot of the rain is going to be off to our west here in the Delta. And now let's head on over to 7 o'clock tonight. 7 o'clock tonight, we're definitely going to have some of that chance for some of those rain showers. And looking at tonight we're looking at temperatures at 65 degrees. The rain's going to be continuing on throughout much of the night, but mostly clear. It's mostly cloudy, rather. It's going to be late. That's because of that south-southeasterly wind. This is because of a Bermuda high that's been sitting over Bermuda and generating moisture from the Gulf of Mexico that's brought in some of that weather. And looking at our extended forecast now, our extended forecast on Friday, we're going to be at 80 degrees again, but the skies are going to be much clearer. So if you're planning on sun tanning on a Friday, that would be a great idea because it's going to be mostly sunny and hot, hot, hot. And looking at your 7-day forecast, Saturday, that's when you have the next big chance of severe weather. But then a cold front is going to move through our area, and then temperatures will start to drop to below 70 to more reasonable temperatures. We're still going to be above average for your Monday through Wednesday.
Mississippi State has just witnessed its first SEC championship title in the history of the women's program, and softball hit it out of the park earlier in the week. We have our first look at sports coming up next.
If you want to have a big impact in the world, you have to start small. At Mississippi State University, we're starting in the Gulf of Mexico, where a small but crucial barrier island is quickly fading from view. Millions of state dollars are spent dredging sand to replace the vanishing shores of Deer Island, but we think we can do better. We're applying cutting-edge sediment tracers to map the flow of currents and predict the course of sand that's carried out to sea, a process that will help us better understand the drastic transformation taking place. While this is a more cost-effective way to prevent the loss of an island, it's about so much more than saving dollars. It's about taking the first step in a long process to preserve our environment and secure a better, brighter tomorrow. We might be starting small, but rest assured, at Mississippi State University, we're dreaming big. It's been said that where there's water, there's life. For some parts of the world, that simple truth has never been more evident. Fields aren't getting the water they need. Fertilizer is washing into nearby rivers and streams, and harm to the environment is rising. At Mississippi State University, we're working to change this. By designing and implementing better irrigation solutions, we're collecting, conserving, and recycling nutrient-rich water, allowing us to reduce waste, secure the livelihoods of farmers, and pave the way for a safer, cleaner environment for fish and wildlife. But we're not stopping there. We're taking the process developed in our own backyard and applying it to a global stage. So whether it's Israel, the Philippines, or Indianola, Mississippi, we're ensuring simple truths endure, that where there's water, there's life. And where there's ingenuity at work, there's Mississippi State University.
Hi, I'm Shawanda Jones here with Take 30 Sports. Right now, there's no weakness for them, Texas A&M Lady Aggies coach Gary Blair said, and honestly, he couldn't have been more right. For the first time in MSU history, the Lady Bulldogs have finally secured their first ever Southeastern Conference title, moving on with the 28-0 record after a 76-55 win over Texas A&M Aggies. The Bulldogs still have 2 games left in the regular season before entering the SEC tournament. Victoria Vivens and Rashonda Johnson scored a total of 42 points out of the 76 that were posted. Vivens' shooting percentage increased from 37% at this time last year to 50. Morgan Williams, Tierra McCowan, and Blair Schaefer continued to impress. McCowan and Schaefer were tied with 11 points, and Williams just breaking that with 12 points. MSU is expected to finish out the regular season without blemish. Tip-off for the SEC tournament will be on February 28th. A young local athlete is battling a rare form of cancer again, but as Take 30 Park Lee explains, she's not in this battle alone.
Mississippi State softball is rallying around freshman Alex Wilcox. Alex suffers from ovarian cancer, something far more common in those over 55 than in college freshmen.
It's so important just to have support around you, and I get that every single day from my teammates and the support staff.
Coach Vance Studeman says that the decision to support Alex was easy.
If we could, fight those cells for her, we could reach in there and get them or zap them or whatever, we would. She just wants to be out there with her friends playing ball.
The impact Alex is making is being felt far beyond just a t-shirt.
Whatever she can do, I can do it, because I know that she's going through stuff much harder than I have ever done on the field, and it's just really encouraging and inspiring to see her work her hardest.
But then when you look at her, she doesn't want you to be heartbroken. She wants you to be resilient and gritty and passionate, just like she is.
Alex knows that no matter what she's going through, she has a friend. She has 26 friends, however many people there are behind her with whatever she needs.
The team is honoring Alex with teal uniforms during every midweek game, and other programs are helping support her as well.
It's so awesome, just seeing everybody, even different softball programs, saying that they're supporting me, and I think it's great just to get it out there, not just because of me, but for everyone else.
Everywhere we go, somebody wants to meet Alex. She always graciously, with a huge smile, "Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm Alex," and very friendly and very receptive to telling her story.
For Wilcox, the journey is far from over.
The next step is to do more treatment and to just keep fighting every single day.
Not for 1 minute while she's here will she ever feel alone. She is going to be supported.
The team will also honor other victims of ovarian cancer during the 4th inning of every midweek game this season.
When we return, how students are honoring Black history.
What drives you? What pushes you forward? Is it an appetite to be the best or a calling to make a difference? For those of us here at Mississippi State University, it's both. We're designing a future where cutting-edge hybrid technology isn't imported from overseas, but exported from our own backyard. We're working toward a day when solutions to energy independence move at 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds and are as simple as charging a phone. A day when fuel economy and environmentally friendly are viewed as less of a compromise and look more like this. For us, turning heads in the auto industry is great, but living up to the hype is even better. That's because it's about more than simply envisioning the future. It's about getting there. And here at Mississippi State, we know just the ride to take.
Not teaching enough. Some African American students say public school textbooks leave out Black history.
Those concerns are raised during a Black History Month event on MSU's campus. Take 30's Braxton Hoyt explains how some plan on reversing the trend.
With African Americans making up only 1/5 of MSU student population, the Black Student Association felt the need for open forum discussing topics concerning the community. BSA Executive Director of Program, Marseille Hogan.
So the purpose of #Matters was to explain the history of African Americans and why is that important.
and how is it important to us being the Black Student Association. The biggest things that I heard from the students' point of view was that Black history does matter, and actually knowing and seeing in that textbook to get an introduction of it is important because it gives you a starting point.
Some were specifically concerned about what's not in their textbooks and how they believe the government is making matters worse, not better.
You members actually point out about how the board and the government goes about systematically removing it and what that keeps us from doing, which is knowing about our history, which kind of slows us down from knowing where to go in the future.
As for Marseille, he is optimistic about the future and is proud to be a Black man.
I guess it makes me the man who I am today. And even though I would like for one day to be an American, not have to be considered just, be a Black man, or I could just be a man or an American and be seen in that light. But I do hold pride in being Black and actually knowing my history and just being able to tell people about it and actually, promote it, because there's a lot of good things out of our history.
I'm Braxton Hoyt, reporting for Take 30 News.
This past weekend, the Black Alumni Weekend Planning Committee hosted a series of social events that honored African American alumni. The biggest event was a concert held at the Mill on Saturday night, which included musical artist Big Crit. Now over to Jordan with our final look at the forecast.
Oh yes, tonight it's definitely going to be a wet one, but later on tonight it's going to be still mostly cloudy. That's because of that southeasterly wind that's pumping in that moisture from that Bermuda high. And then looking at tomorrow, it's more of the same, unfortunately. It's going to be a wet one, and we do have some of that same moisture. Friday, it's going to be clear and 80, and then as we head into our extended forecast, Saturday is our next big chance of severe weather, and we'll keep track of that and keep it to MSU Weather on Twitter for more information. Back to you, Colin and Alicia.
That's all the time we have. Thank you for choosing Take 30 News.
We hope you join us next week. Good night.
Actually,